Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 5 of my career mode goodness. And now we have a game up against Norwich City. I've just come off the back of a Swansea win against, we beat them 3-1 to Matic's goal, which was fantastic for him to get his debut goal. And it was important that he did so. So he managed to get 2 there, and Cisse also got 1 off a penalty, which was important. But nevertheless, we had to focus on the game ahead. We had Norwich City away, which was pretty big as well. And right in the early beginning of the stages, they managed to get a corner, but nothing came of it. And I was actually pretty worried. Norwich seemed to be doing pretty well in the early hours of the game, and I had to just watch out. But Julio Cesar pumps one up straight up the field, and that's one of the things I noticed about my team. My team's pretty good at counter-attacking, and that led to an immediate chance straight through to Park, and Park plays a wonderful ball through to Cisse, but he just couldn't get it past the keeper. I was absolutely gutted with that, because another great opportunity and another wasted opportunity, I suppose, because we didn't manage to put it in the back of the net. And that was very much the case in the entire first half. You know, we had a few chances and we just couldn't put them away. But a great through ball into Holt, and Holt manages to make some absolutely fantastic dribbling, just completely slices up my defense. And that's something I really need to work on, or just it might even have to be something I'm looking at during the January transfer window. But there are the halftime scores. Swansea City beating West Ham 3-1 at halftime. Those are quite a few goals in the first half, but my defense just really was, I was very nervous. And Park there leading the counter-attack again, plays a fantastic ball through to Matic, but wow. Wow. Matic's first touch there was awful, and that'll teach me not to hold the right trigger when on the counter-attack like that. I was just far too eager, and I just didn't want to get caught up in a counter-attack like that, but that taught me pretty well. And it's kind of a little bit of karma, you know. When I bought this 67 rated player, I knew things like that would happen. I mean, if you do that with the majority of strikers, you'll be alright. But a wonderfully worked goal from Norwich City, and they thoroughly deserve to go ahead there, because that was a really nice goal, and Holt manages to put them... Oh, no, sorry, it was Pilkington that scored that goal. Pilkington puts them 1-0 ahead, and I had a mountain to climb a wee bit. I was missing chances left, right, and centre, and things just weren't going my way, and really needed a little bit more possession. First half, I was very much, you know, at least creating chances. I wasn't putting them away, but at least I was creating them, whereas in the second half, not so much of that. And Reading, as you guys can see, go 2-0 up, but wow! That was a huge fail from Holt. What a tramp fail that was, and that was key. Bobby Zamora, our fellow player, and as you guys can see, Holt was subbed off for Zamora. We actually sold Zamora, so it was really important that we let him know that we were still the bosses around, and Cisse immediately lets him know that. Zamora comes on, and that clearly spurred on Cisse to go and grab himself a goal, which was fantastic, and even pulled off the Balotelli celebration just to let him know who the boss is. So that was pretty cool, and it just seemed to do well from there, you know. The team was looking pretty sharp. But Snodgrass there, taking a shot, no luck, unfortunately. But Zamora was there looking like he was ready to clean up the scraps, but I'm glad he didn't. And another chance that they've wasted. I mean, they were just having some howlers today. After that Holt complete fail, which he was obviously subbed off for Bobby Zamora, just nothing seemed to go their way. It seemed as though they had a little bit of my syndrome, where they just couldn't put it in the back of the net. And again, a cracking header, and unfortunately nothing. So Morrison couldn't get his goal. Julio Cesar, who I've said previously is just doing work. He's keeping my team in these games. He really, really is. And Matic's there, just look at that pace, you know, he is burning them alive, and the win always comes first, and I'm sorry you guys had to see that, but it was necessary. A 90th minute goal from Cisse, and it was a fantastic piece of build-up. But Matic is proven, even though he might not be able to finish his dinner, he most certainly is able to at least power past their defenders and give it to Cisse, who will finish his dinner, and he'll enjoy that dinner. So that was a really important 3 points again, which is looking really good. You know, we're shaping up nicely. We're playing all right. I wish that our strikers could maybe put them into the back of the net a little bit more. Quite a few wasted opportunities, but you can't have everything. There, no love lost for Zamora. Unfortunately, Zamora, mate, you made your transfer, but we beat you 2-1 there on the day, which was really important. And I'm glad Cisse got that 90th minute goal, because I don't know what I would have done without it. But deadline day is nearing, and today, this episode is all about deadline day. It was really important. I had some particular transfers in my mind. I didn't go in there set on one particular player, which I maybe should have done. But I decided, you know what, my defense just wasn't cutting it. Yunus Kabul there, looking really solid. You know, age 26, 79 overall. He looked like he could do pretty well for the team, and 5 million there. I thought I might go in for him. and just see what would happen. But little did I know my wage budget wasn't cutting it, and I made the error of going into transfer deadline day without asking for more funds, which was really quite a noob move. And I apologize to you guys. You guys are probably like, oh my god, why didn't you do that, blah blah blah. But I will learn that for next time. In January transfer window, I'll be certainly requesting the board for some more funds, because I do feel as though we were kind of shortchanged on 8 million. I definitely feel as though we were you know, entitled to a little bit more. But as you guys can see, you know, Spurs did accept it, and I was like, right, brilliant. But then I realized I don't have the wages to pay him what he was earning back there. You know, if I had an extra 10,000 on the wage bill, 10,000 less on the wage bill, I probably would have been able to pick up Yunus Kabul, but I tried everything, you know, gave him a 10% increase on the clean sheets, kept him there for a certain amount of years, but nothing was going for me, and he just wasn't having any of it. Again, I tried to bump up the clean sheet bonus to its maximum, which was 20%, but like, you know, he just wasn't having it, and I don't blame him, because when you want to move to a club, you want to get a higher wage, and it just wasn't happening for him. So despite me even letting him know that he would be a crucial first-team player, it was not to be, and I suppose I had to live with that. That was an error I made, and I'm kind of kicking myself for it now. I didn't ask the club for more funds, but I suppose you learn with these things, and it's all one big learning experience, and there was my final offer. There was nothing more I could do for him, but it's just the way the cookie had crumbled. And yeah, guys, so, I mean, there was one more player. Now, you guys in the comments of the videos have been going nuts for him. And I don't want to ruin it. I say ruin it, but I don't want to mention who it is just yet, because you guys will see when it comes in a little bit. But a counter offer was received, and I just ended it there. That was that. But I believe this is the bit where I go and try and pick up the man himself, the left wing, Raheem Sterling, for 1.5 million. I thought that was an absolute steal, and I was really excited. I was like, right, that's it, you know, here we go. I'm going to pick up myself a Raheem Sterling. And I was really excited for that. You know, his wage was relatively cheap. I mean, as you guys can see, £4,000 per week, and I was most certainly able to cover that. And I made the error of not just going straight in and paying what they were wanting me for, because I should have realized time was not with me, and I was really desperate to sign him. But me being the cheap bastard that I am, I was determined to, you know, to get my money's worth. And as you guys can see, they rejected the first offer. You know, the second offer, it might have been good enough, and it probably would have been good enough. As you can see, I went on the 1.4, which was what they were pretty much asking for. And, you know, it was just far too late. As you guys can see, I didn't get it then, and once that happens, the transfer window is shut. And 39 million was spent, I believe, throughout that entire transfer window, which isn't a lot, but the biggest surprise for me had got to be the fact that Yaya Toure had gone from Man City all the way over to Atletico Madrid. I mean, that is a big transfer for a key player at Man City. I was very surprised, and I kind of feel as though Man City made a bit of a noob move doing that, because I think it will come back to haunt them, because Yaya Toure is just a quality player, and I do think that they'll begin to regret that as their season goes on. But what I'd like to ask you guys right now is, what do you think the top 4 of this entire league will be? So if you guys could leave that in the comments, who do you think is going to be top 4? I would really like to know. There's a little bit of news speculation, that you know, some international people are got their eyes on me, and I'll be excited to see what sort of teams I come up. Well, what sort of international teams come and you know, inquest into my services. So we'll have to see what happens there. But the next big game is Man City, the people who just sold Yaya Toure, and I'm excited to see how that goes. But if you guys could leave it a like. You know, 2,000 likes is always an awesome milestone, and you guys know I appreciate all of your support. On the left is the previous episode, if you haven't already spotted that, and on the right is the Balotelli celebration. So thank you guys again a lot for watching. Comment who do you think is going to be in the top 4 this season, for my team anyways. Thank you guys all for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye bye.